Well, okay. I will start the presentation then. We have a couple of themes for today. Some news is that we've prepared the new regulations on holding the I/O 2020. If you're an IB member, you can see them on the forum. If not, they will be posted or sent to everyone on, well, I suppose, Monday. Also, we felt like we need to improve the structure of IEOx. It was too vague, and we decided to come up with something more specific. A system consisting of 4 roles and of 4 goals, drivers. Can you see the presentation on the screen now?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the 4 drivers of the IEOx, to be more discrete, should, in our vision now, be presented like perfecting the I/O for the guests, so that we could improve the experience of everybody in the community, promoting economics and creating some content and opportunities for economics educators. Also combining for every of those goals cultural exchange. I hope that this will be more clear and defined than the previous vision that I've presented. The 4 roles would be like this, and this also should be more relevant so that everyone could find his place in this community. So the alumni by now should consist of those contestants who have managed to come to the I/O itself. I/O guests, everyone who would like to join, connect, and try to get involved in the I/O and get some experience and communicate and get involved into cultural exchange. The I/O experts are those who are here inside the inner circle, former inner circle, and the I/O team is, well, us who try to conduct it. I would like today to speak about our main projects that are going on. Those are on your screen. Firstly, we will hear our Aiganim, who managed to create a very nice job with creating the tasks for an I/O rehearsal. Then we will, I think that we will change the order of presentations, because I don't see the Joseph here. Joseph, are you here? Yes. Oh, okay. So I think that we should start with Aiganim, then go to the Phillips community of economics educators, and then go to the Joseph Tsai interdisciplinary forum around economics. Then we will speak about the former Out of the Competition project with Germano Tidwell Martinelli. We renamed it to the Open Track. And then we will finish with the I/O alumni with Julia. So, Aiganim, shall you take the word? I will give you the presentation. Yeah.
Wait a second. So, can you see the presentation, right?
Yeah.
So today I would like to tell you all about the results of our I/O rehearsal project, and I also wanted to share our progress, what we have already done for this day, and what we are also still planning to do. So what I wanted to tell you about first is just some facts about our project in numbers. We have 11 team members from both Olympiads. We had 10 video calls to connect 9 countries to discuss tasks on 7 topics. We had help of 4 talented advisors. We worked for 3 weeks, and there are 1 manager, me. So what we will present at the end, what is the final product of our project. Currently, we have 22 multiple choice questions and 10 problems. And from them, we will choose the best 10 multiple choice questions and 3 problems. That's like the final result of our job. Before I tell you more, I'd like to tell you about the timeline of the project, how we did everything, and from what it has started. So at first we had IEO rehearsal meeting. We were just discussing general stuff. Then we had personal meetings with all teams, like separately, to discuss work division, maybe some sort of format, style and difficulty. After that, we did some work. We wrote the first sketches. We shared the first ideas, and we conducted a peer check between teams to make sure all participants agree on format and like each other's tasks. After more work, we did some big checks with advisors. They moderated our work. They brought their own suggestions and made some edits. After then, we plan to present the final list on tasks on 18th and then conduct a final submission on 20th of August. To make sure that all tasks are appropriate, they are challenging enough, they are difficult and look good. We had 3 stages of quality control procedures. The first stage is peer review. Those were only team members only meetings. We discussed tasks, formats, ideas, and other stuff. It was some sort of more informal than formal conversations. On a second stage, we had so-called big checks. They had only teams, each separately, and their advisors. Advisors gave their feedback and made some edits. And after that, after all suggestions were included and added, we will have a final check. It will consist of creation of final list of tasks with teams, team members, managers, and advisors. And I think I would like to make a note about what goals we had and how we achieved them. We created interesting, challenging, and unique tasks, in my opinion, of course. They were created by tight-knit network of IEO 2018 and 2018 alumni. We kind of became friends and renewed our connections from past Olympiads. Also, for many alumni, it was the first experience of writing tasks, so it was new and I hope fun for everyone, experience of task writing and international collaboration. And at the end, we can say that it was definitely a knowledge exchange experience because we were like exchanging our knowledge that we gained from different classes, different countries, and all sort of stuff. That's all I had to say today, and I would be happy to answer any of your questions. That's all.
Thank you, Evgeny. Was it hard to gather a team for you?
Actually, at first I thought it would be the most difficult part because I thought that many IEO alumni, they would be very busy with application processes or enrolling in colleges, but actually I wrote to 10 of my friends and almost all of them agreed to join. So we had no problems with gathering the team and everyone was very enthusiastic and kind of excited about the project.
Nice. Do you think it would be the same for other projects that we will start here?
I think it would be. I think it's like a great example of ambitions and enthusiasm of IEO alumni, that they are interested in some sort of making a commitment to IEOx alumni and bringing some changes and making their own impact. So I think other projects will also gather a lot of interested and excited people.
Nice. So then I think that we should try to transfer this experience to the next projects too. Okay, Philip is not with us. I don't see him. So we will skip. Joseph, are you here? Can you present your interdisciplinary forums around economics? I don't hear you, but I see that you have the mic on, but I don't hear you. Well, it seems like Joseph has some problems with connection too. Then we shall go to our very important project that we had tried to propose a little time ago, like a month maybe, and now Germano agreed to take its management under his control and to gather a team to conduct the out of the competition participation. He proposed to rename it to the Open Track. We found it a good idea, and this project will be about conducting the parallel Olympiad for all the students who could not manage to come to pass through and come to the IEO itself. So we would like to make them, give them an opportunity to participate without the rewards, but to try themselves in the IEO. So Germano, could you take the floor?
Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm kind of on my phone here, so not the usual quality. Hold on. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, and the music too.
Oh boy. Okay, you have to put up with the music. They're not going to turn it down.
Yeah, you're very festive today.
Okay. Anyway, so out of the former out of the competition, which was a name I found to be kind of non sequitur, hence I asked to rename it to Open Track to follow precedents set by Brazil, by China, and other countries which already have their own systems in place. It basically consists in a parallel Olympiad with the same content, but with relaxed rules about participation. So it's not restricted to high schoolers who have cleared their national competitions. You can either register as an individual or as a team. We're still deciding on that detail. And participate and have the same material, have the same experience, have the same, well, not the same, but a little bit similar networking opportunities that come from such an event. And you're not going to be at such a high stakes competition as the main Olympiad for high schoolers, which, as you all know, can decide so much in their lives, getting to top universities, getting top summer jobs at the world's best and most interesting companies and so on. And most importantly, that's a way of approximating more people into the IEO's fold. And at an organizational level, that can help some countries set up their own national competitions. Instead of going from no participation to full participation and having a very confusing time to transition between nothing and everything, Open Track will serve as kind of a middle of the way. So the country will have their own, considering it's a country joining as a team and not an individual, will have their own opportunities to approach us, to see how we are all structured, to see what we do, and get their own chances at organizing their national competition in a better way. Now, that's just the institutional side of it. The internal side of it is that, as we all know, this is an abnormal year. Everything is online. So we have to set up some infrastructure to hold this event at the same level of quality as the main IEO, but with some relaxed procedures in terms of test security and strictness. We can't afford top level proctoring for everyone, so we have to prioritize. We will keep it only on the main track, which is how we now call the main IEO. So main track is the IEO we all know and love, and open track is this parallel, more relaxed competition, which is the same in content, but different in logistics. And so we're basically enlisting the experience we've had at Obecon, the Brazilian Olympiad, the Chinese Olympiad, if Zhang will join us, and maybe other national Olympiads. And we'll make something just as awesome as the IEO itself. It's part of the IEO itself, for more people to see what we do and do what we do. So if you happen to be interested in joining this effort, selection is still open. You can just contact me directly on the contact details I've left on the forum. I've got at least half of my team from the Brazilian Olympiads at my side, and our two main mentors, Professor Bagual, whom some of you know, and Bruno, a big name in the Brazilian Linguistics and International Linguistics Olympiad. They'll help us set up. And of course, Alexander and Daniel are our main advisors. Speaking of Daniel is going to give a concrete contribution in terms of peer reviewing rubrics, which is something we're going to test out since the jury will hardly have time to, for example, correct the open tracks business cases. We're going to build up a peer reviewing rubric so the teams can review each other. That's something that has existed in MOOCs, massive online courses, including Daniel's LaTeX course, which is a prime example of peer grading done right. And such things where we're going to be able to experiment with some different technologies and procedures. So it's hard work, but it's pretty exciting and interesting work. And this open track is not for this year only. We're setting it up this year. It's a trial by fire, really. We have to do it because everything is online, but it's going to exist for the upcoming years as well. So basically that's it at a panoramic level. If you have any questions about nitty-gritty technical details, you can always ask me. I work with Open Doors, as does all the Brazilian Olympiad team.
Thank you, Germana. It would be very nice if anyone here who wants to get involved and share their experience or try out some ideas and connect to this project, because, well, it's our next main project to perform, because, well, we want the people from different countries who have had no opportunity to participate yet, who had no Olympiads in their countries yet, to try and to get involved, and maybe it will help them to understand what's going on, to get going inside their countries, to start their national Olympiads. So
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
If if Open Track is going to help like the new countries join the Olympiad, what's the difference between a server and
connection lost? Could you repeat, please?
Okay. I got it. So Yulia asked, what's the difference between open track participation and main track participation? Well, in a word.
No.
Okay.
Between open track participation and being an observer.
You get to, okay, you can think of it this way. Open track team leaders would kind of be observers, but they would have more to observe because they would be doing more things and their students would be doing more things.
Okay, so the team in the open track will have team leaders too.
That's one of the two ways we're studying how to make registration. We haven't had a final decision yet.
Okay.
I suppose that there should be an open registration because we had some letters from students from different countries who had no team leaders and no national Olympiads, but it would be nice if they could participate.
Whereas of course, I agree that everyone should participate, even those registering just as an individual. But having adult supervision to consolidate these experiences as an observer and make something in their country, I find that to be very valuable as well.
Yeah, yeah. We maybe will mix those.
Yeah, I think a mixed approach can work. We'll still get to the bottom of that. And just to stress the fact that in the open track, anyone even younger or older than the age allowed for in the main track can participate. So in Brazil, we've had 40-somethings doing the Olympiad besides the high schoolers in our own open category, which is how we call it. And they've also gathered something interesting and important for themselves. They were like, there were a few parents of students participating alongside them, some market professionals, even younger kids like 5th, 6th graders just practicing. So when they finally come of age to the main track, they can have an excellent result right away. So those are a few of the open track stories we can expect from people younger and older than our main public.
Thank you, Germana. Thank you for bringing the atmosphere of the party in here. It looks nice, really.
I have little choice right now.
Where are you, in Latvia?
In a hostel, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a friend who's leaving Latvia today. She's from Italy and she was here this week visiting Riga.
Shall we go on to the last but not the least, the alumni project, Julia?
No, I think Joseph fixed the microphone.
Well, okay, let's try it out again. Joseph, can you speak? Do you have connection?
No, we still can't hear you. Why? But I can hear his notifications, but not his voice. That's bad.
For you.
Oh,
okay, now we hear you.
Now we hear
Okay, thank you. Okay, then move on to my part. Sure. Maybe my connection here is poor, so I don't turn on my video.
Okay, but can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Just a moment.
Great.
All right, so as you can see here, this is an initial briefing on the IEOx project of interdisciplinary forums around economics. And I'm Joseph Tsai from the Taiwanese Association for Simulation Education. And this is also an organizer of the national competition of the IEO in Taiwan. And here we have some backgrounds. For example, why do we initiate this kind of forums? Because we think economics connects well with other disciplines, and it is highly tied with our daily life because, for example, unemployment is related to economics, and maybe some financial policies of certain countries can be related to economics as well. So as we know, economics is divided into micro and macroeconomics. So we know this kind of like categories, and we also wish students who are interested in economics can do more or carry out economics based on their cultural and political thoughts or political context. So this is why we initiated this sort of forums. And also there's another reason, that because perspectives from the youth, especially from high schoolers, should not be neglected. So this is why we're also very eager to that more students who are interested in economics to take part in this kind of events, because competitions are limited to some numbers of students, but this could be a very big one at a large scale, especially at a global scale, of course. So as you can see, like over the past few years, we didn't have this kind of, we haven't had this kind of events or forums at a global scale. And I think the IEO is able to take the responsibility to promote economics in this way, because other than competitions, we also need some other events to let students or the young people to have more floors or have more opportunities to show how economics is tied with their daily life. So this is about background itself. And later we also have some prospect roadmap. For example, here in the short run, we may have ideas about like paper submissions, or maybe we can have student-led online tasks or online talks or debates, because now we are in the challenge of COVID-19, and it is very good for us to establish this kind of platform for people to communicate or to interact with each other based on papers, because they can share their thoughts, they can share their ideas on the internet, or maybe with the help of paper submission, they can know what other people think of differently in different countries or in different parts in the world. And maybe in the long run, like if it's possible, we can also organize in-person forums or meetings for people to meet, for people or for students or high schoolers to meet up. And maybe role-playing games are also our choices, because this is a good way to simulate real-world international discussions on economic issues. Just like, as many of you may know, there are a lot of events based on United Nations, and we call them like model United Nations. So we can do the same thing or do similar things to them. We can also organize role-playing games for students who are interested in economics to talk about international affairs on economy, or maybe we can do something that is related to economics, not limited to economics itself only. And also we can have, there are some existing examples. For example, we have the International Social Science Conference for Youth, and this is a US-based conference. It is hosted by and sponsored by the World Federation of United Nations Association, and also an American association that is for high school education in the country. And also we have another, which is the example of mine, and that is the Asia Pacific Humanities and Social Sciences Forum for Youth. And this is like it is the first year, like the 2020 event is the first one of the forum. So there are no past examples or past experience for me to show. But anyway, we are doing quite well in terms of like calling for papers, or maybe, and we are also like connecting with a lot of academics that focus on like peer review, or maybe some other source of review on students' papers. And this is especially targeted at the youth in Asia Pacific. So this, you know, we have several examples, and the first one is at the global level, and the second one is at the regional level. And maybe we can have another global level forum based on economics or around economics, organized by the IEO, and that could be a good one, a good platform in which students can share their ideas, share their concepts, or share any kinds of experience based on economics with a lot of people in the world. And also here we have some tentative challenges as well, because everything is not that perfect. And there are also uncertainties due to COVID-19, and we don't know when it will end. And also inside this project, we also need more coordination among countries, because different countries may have different contexts, and you know, this needs further discussion as well. And we also need to talk about the pragmatic side. For example, what can we do to make it possible? For example, approaches to carry out the forum, including choices of like individual or group-based forums, or maybe we can conduct it in person, or maybe like students come here to participate in the forum in person, or maybe that is just a paper-based event for people to for students to submit their papers, and it's online or it's offline. This is also worth discussing in the long run. And also, other than tentative challenges, we also have some existing roles. Like I'm the project manager because I initiated this idea, and there is an advisor from the IEO, which is who is Alexander, and we also need some other roles to be recruited for other responsibilities. And here we have several things to do in the future. Like here, everybody is invited, especially those who are interested in holding this kind of forum forums or platforms, or maybe sort of connections between students or between high schoolers. And we need roles for initial tasks. For example, how can we set the rule? Or like we also need a website to show sufficient information for students who are interested in this. And also we need roles for liaison and also coordination within different regions, because the world is big and we can't only have one person responsible for all tasks over 24 hours a day. So we need different roles for different parts of the world. And in the future, like there should be also some meetings on foreign regulation. Is what I have said. We need rule setting. We need to have regulations for students who are interested in this kind of institution. Then we are not able to persuade people to come, of course. And also we need to have different roles who have different responsibilities, because this would be a very big project in the long run. So we also need different people doing different things. And also about student participation, how can we invite students, or what kinds of students are we inviting? This should be discussed like not today, but maybe like next time, or maybe we should have specific time slots for discussing student participation. Yes. So this is like everything about my initial thoughts about the forum itself. And like here, if you have any other questions, or if you want to know more about what I have done, or what how things has been done in my forum, I mean the Asia Pacific one, you can contact me via email or via WhatsApp or Telegram at this number. Okay, thank you very much for listening to the presentation.
Thank you, Joseph. May I ask you some number of questions I have? I think that those ideas are brilliant, and we should really start with something, and maybe the nice presentation for those ideas, and some maybe guidelines or forms that should help to get connected. We could present those on the IEO. What do you think about this?
Could you restate it again? Sorry, I couldn't hear it.
I think that we could really try to present all those ideas prepared for conducting on the IEO.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we should really try to schedule a meeting to form those into propositions.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I kind of have a little time those days because we're preparing a lot of things, but I think we should really try and do this. And maybe, Eigenim, are you here?
Yes.
Eigenim, maybe you could be interested in this project too. What do you think? Yeah? So maybe you could get involved with the team that you have already and think with Joseph and me. I would really love to be there too, about how can we present this on the IO along with the alumni that Julia will present just in a minute. So shall we try to schedule a meeting already? Maybe Stanislav has something to add to this.
No, everything was clear, very interesting for me on my personal experience related to Polish Olympiad in economics. So I think it's very similar. It's good.
Could you share your experience in such an activities with us?
You mean next time?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I will prepare a presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Pat, maybe you have something to add to this. Maybe you would like to get involved too.
Me?
Your mic is off.
Oh.
Pat, please turn on your microphone. We can't hear you.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, I have a lot of free time during the summer, but once the summer comes in September, I work very long hours. But if there was one thing that I would love to see is if there was, say, a case study competition,
Yeah.
maybe in the depth of winter.
But
I think that would be a brilliant thing to look forward to,
yeah,
and I would love to get involved in that.
that's another project, and I kind of lost the connection with Alexander, who agreed to get it done. And by now, I have no person who could conduct it, who could prepare.
Okay.
So I will try to find such a person, but maybe it will happen after the IO, so that when I have time to.
Of course.
Maybe
Oh, yeah.
I will do it myself, maybe even, but by now I have no resource enough to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I probably will contact Joseph myself because, like, we would, we could, our schools would have a lot in common. There would be, there's a great incentive to trade between the schools. But when I get a chance, I will contact Joseph myself directly.
I kind of hope that you could share your experience in these conversations, and maybe there will be many more schools who would like to get involved in such a thing.
Are you talking internationally, or are you talking within Ireland?
Internationally.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have no experience of that, right?
You will by trying to do this now.
Yeah, of course.
That is what's priceless.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting to know how you conduct it, and maybe if you need some help, you just say.
Yeah, I think you're looking at a similar template to the IEO, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I would say probably what you might be just looking at is a one-off competition with very little build-up, maybe some past papers which are available to us which will be available this year's one, the last two, and you just hold your one-off competition. I wouldn't see, like it is in people's incentive to get involved, because like the likelihood is that we will know 3 of our team this year for next year, because they've come through very strongly and they are very, very bright kids. So it would be a great way to, to cut their teeth for the IEO for next year. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's how I would look at it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Martin, maybe you can add something. Maybe you would like to say something. You with us? No. Okay. Well, I see 2 new faces to me. Maybe I don't know how to call this, how to spell your names, but Maggie, are you with us? No.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Oh, I'm also from Taiwan, and I'm partner of Joseph's Thai.
Oh, okay. What do you think of our projects? Do you find those interesting?
Everything's interesting here. Yeah.
Would you like to add something? Maybe you have some ideas.
I will discuss with Joseph, and yeah,
I think her connection is not that good now because she's outdoors. So maybe we can have sort of discussions later, and we'll have some feedback from her to the IEOs.
Okay.
Yes.
It would be nice if you could get involved too. I'm glad to see you here. Martin, I see you have the video. Maybe you can speak up now. And he disappeared. Well, okay. Then we shall come to the alumni. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing much to say yet. We're still conducting the survey, and I'd like to send the link one more time because, oh, I'm really sorry. because we still don't have any votes from Poland. We sent out the we sent out the letters asking the team leaders to share the link with their alumni, so the students who competed in previous national Olympiads and previous IEOs, but not everyone has passed out the link to their teams. So we'd really like to ask you to do that, please. And in a couple of days, we're going to be closing the survey, and by the next meeting, I'll be ready to present the results. Just a quick overview of what students need or what students suggested, because we have some really nice propositions, I'm sorry, in the comments. So yeah.
Okay, what we're speaking about is we would like to create a community of alumni in which we would like to start up the buddies program, the mentors program, the international exchange of experience, and maybe some other activities that could get our alumni involved into the IEOx and into the communication, into getting to know each other better. The whole idea of this was firstly to get them to connect, to get them to try to get to know each other internationally, to try to work with each other, to get something done together.
But it's already grown from then. So now it's not only about the communication, it's about becoming experts. Like, for example, the 4-role system. We have alumni. If alumni are willing to help our projects, and if alumni are working on the projects, they become experts. And that's the growth. Or maybe a team.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I would like really to create a very strong and good team to get those IEOx projects on the higher level, maybe to involve the international businesses and some financial institutions to help us. But well, we need to present some results beforehand. Okay, so it looks like we have managed to make it even faster than an hour. Maybe there are some questions that should be asked or answered. Please feel free, help yourself. If no, then I would say that we've made this meeting through, and we will post a voting for the next one. I suppose it should be somewhere on 29th of August. Well, somewhere close to this. There should
29 wouldn't be really
those, because we need other projects to be going on, but those will be thematic by themes, by the projects. Yeah, of course we will invite you all there too.
I'd also like to say something. Thank you, Aigenim, for doing the job with the rehearsal project. I see it's coming to an end, but it's really nice to see how you're working with the team and how the advisors joined in to help, and it's amazing. It's
amazing. I agree totally.
I'd just like to commend Aigenim publicly for doing a very good job in leadership.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of your first time doing something so serious, and you're doing just great. And I'd like everyone to know.
You're at the start.
Just please don't overwork yourself.
I will try to.
We need you alive to do 10,000 more projects.
Thank you. I'm very happy to work with you, and it's like a big, I don't know, honor for me to become something more than just a participant, but like a part of the community.
That's the exact way. A co-author of what we're doing, not just a consumer in a way. And you're in a highway to being, well, to transcending anything I can possibly even think of right now. So, congrats.
And that's an honor for us to have you joining in.
Have you all. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
I hope we will create something amazing.
Give me a do
Oh, and,
Oh, it's a dog. What's his name? Or is it a she?
Bonnie, Bonnie.
Bonnie?
She's a little girl, yeah. She goes everywhere with me.
And she's very pretty too.
Yeah, she's not going to know what hit her because when I go back to work, like I haven't been in school since March 12th. When I go back in 2 weeks' time,
Would you
she's
like
going
to
to
join us? Would you like to
Yeah,
be the IEO expert?
yeah, she could be. She could be one of the new alumni. Isn't that right, Bonnie? Maybe maybe a mascot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we should really think about that.
yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, the same with I just want to say about Aghanim as well. The work that she did was phenomenal. Brilliant, brilliant work. Yeah.
Thank you. It's kind of like responsibility, and I should like to thank my team. They're not here. I mean, the guys who were with me at Olympiads and are working with me. And I also would like to say thanks to advisors who really guided me through this project and like helped me to find the way to do this. Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Okay, same here. My pleasure.
Okay, so it was nice seeing you all.
Okay, and we'll talk to you soon.
Oh, Joseph, hi. Hi, we can see your
oh,
face
good.
now.
We can see you. Yay! At last, we don't hear you, but we can see you. Switch the mic on, please.
Turn on the microphone.
Yeah, I turned it on. Yeah, hi.
So,
You've
what
got
a
a
nice
car
wall.
behind you. Yeah?
So do you have any questions about my project, like the interdisciplinary forums for high
Yes,
school
I have one.
students?
I have one. Can I join?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, thank you. No more questions.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
would like us to present some schedule for those.
Yeah,
Maybe think on how what is realistic to get done, and maybe it would be nice to get something. Well, maybe many things done before the IEO 2021. So
Yes.
on the IEO 2020 we should really start. And then
Okay.
okay, thank you all for coming.
Okay. Take care.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Mhm.